There we go. All right. All right, welcome out, everybody. Welcome out to our special training we got going on tonight. We're going to hop into some slides here and some actual training here in just a minute. Just wanted to say hi and let you know a little bit about what you're going to find out about tonight, what you're going to learn. And just so everyone knows, this is an open invite. So if you got invited here by somebody, you're welcome to be here. And we're just going to go through some stuff tonight that we don't normally teach, especially publicly. And this is going to be some special stuff tonight that if people choose to apply it, there's a lot you'll be able to take from tonight that you won't regret. Like, tonight is going to be, if you go and apply this, you can literally transform your business tonight. I'm just going to come out and tell you that. This is what has been responsible for six-figure incomes created in my team, as well as myself. 2 people here on the hangout with me, my teammates, Jordan Schultz, Amy Starr Allen, and we've all used these methods, and we're going to break down a lot of this tonight for you as to why a lot of the times your funnel that you're using may not be working. Oftentimes you're given the you're kind of sold this bill of goods that, hey, just use this capture page, use this sales page, use this funnel, and it's going to work for you, and you really don't have to put any type of personal branding or marketing or value added or anything into it. And that's just simply not the case, not true. And if people are doing that to you, then I would be wary of even who's giving you that information, because it's just never classically worked like that. However, it seems to be like the same people always tote the same things around, saying if you just use my stuff, it's going to work for you. And there are some very good funnels and very good stuff out there that people create for their teams and for people that are following them. However, it's few and far between. And so that's our vision here, and our message here is to be able to do that for people. We've done that for people in our team. We've had a lot of results in our team. We're going to bring out some of those people a little later. And we've got a special guest coming out tonight as well, that you don't want to miss. It's going to be coming up here towards the end, but you got to stick around for that, because this person, the epitome of what you might call credibility. Once you see this person come out on this hangout, you're going to go, okay, wow, this is serious. So with that, I just want to quickly throw it around the horn and on over to you, Amy, and see how are you doing? You're on vacation right now, aren't you?
I am on vacation. It's weird to be on the internet right now. Yeah, I'm good. I'm having a blast. I'm at the Jersey Shore with my family, and it's good to be home with my people. My accent is getting stronger by the minute.
That's hilarious.
Being around all these people going, they're right.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
I asked her how good the food was, and she says, "Forget about it." Like, oh shit. She's
back.
It's hilarious. It doesn't take long. It's just, yeah. And the minute I got off the plane, we went straight to the pizza parlor, like right down the street from the house I grew up in, and those guys are still making pizza. They're like in their 70s, late 70s probably. They've been making pizza at that place since before I was born, so I've known them my whole life. And every time I walk in that place, they go, "How's your father, eh?" So Olivia's walking around going, "How's your father, eh?" Like constantly right now. It's hilarious.
Can you sneakily get that on tape, Amy? You should get that on tape. I think it'd be funny.
It's awesome.
Of Olivia? Oh yeah, easily. She'd happily let me record her saying that.
Well, just do it sneakily though. We got to catch her in the.
Okay.
I want it authentic.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Amy, we know that you're on vacation and you're hanging out with your kids there in the Jersey Shore with family and everything. But thank you for coming out. Thank you for being on here, taking time out of it. And I think that's just one of the coolest things is, you can be anywhere in the world doing business from your laptop and being a part of something cool like this, even if you go on vacation, So thanks for taking an hour out of your time tonight.
Absolutely.
That awesome vacation. I see the pictures and I'm like, it's just got to be cool. I haven't ever been to the Jersey Shore, so yeah. I'm totally jealous. So Jordan, how you doing, bud?
Oh man, I'm like I told you a second ago. I'm finally caught up back in the full swing of things. It took like 4 days and a brilliant trip down to Whole Foods to get some natural sleeping aids because we just got back from Bali like 4 days ago or so, and have not slept right ever since. Been sleeping until for 30 minutes at night, and then I'm up for 6 hours, and then I sleep from 8 in the morning until noon, and then it's just weird. And finally, we went and got some natural sleeping aid, and the one lady's like, "Don't take too much of this." I'm like, "Yeah, right. I'm sleeping tonight." We slept for 12 hours last night, and I feel really good again. So it's good to be back. I'm excited to be on here tonight, especially after Chris, after you sent me over the slides of what you're showing tonight, man. I'm excited to be sharing this with people, and it's just awesome. So and now you just told me who's jumping out here tonight, and man, I can't wait to hear from them too. My goodness, woo!
It's going to be an all-star night. So, all right, guys. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get into this and pull up the slides and just get into explaining to you guys, what this is. We're just going to jump right into this. It's going to be a little different than one of our regular hangouts where we take some time and really get warmed up and kind of lather ourselves into a big bubbly mess and then have all kinds of fun. Tonight it's about the strategies. Tonight it's about the tactics. Tonight it's about the concepts that you need to understand to apply to those strategies and tactics. So let's just jump right into it and see if I can share my screen here. Let's see real quick. Before I do that, let me get this up and we'll make these technical things happen. All right. Can everybody see me?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Awesome. Okay. Let me quickly jump back to this, and we're going to use that. Awesome.
Can somebody say hello in the comments just so we can make sure you guys can hear us?
Yeah, we need to make sure of that real quick, too. Yeah, guys. Go ahead and let us know you're...
Not you, Jordan! Why don't you put a big thumb in there like you usually do?
I don't know how to do that on here.
He's out of control with the thumb. It's his answer to everything. I even showed my dad today. I'm like, every time I say anything, he answers back with the thumb.
I'm on my phone and I can just click the thumb. It's right there. It's a thumb. I'm like, oh shit, that's easy. I don't even have to type or think.
It's the answer to everything, a thumb.
Do you know Facebook makes your life so easy? They even remind you when it's your anniversary. They say it's your anniversary. Would you like to buy your wife?
They have saved so many husbands.
Oh, I don't have a wife, but Adam Holland posted something. He's like, thanks, Facebook. You even reminded me that my wife likes Starbucks. They told him to get his wife a Starbucks gift card for their anniversary.
That's hilarious.
Funny stuff.
Okay, so do we have anything there making sure people can hear us?
Pete says.
Okay, we got Pete. All right. Cool. Okay. So here we go. Let's start this off, and from time to time, I'm just gonna call on Amy and Jordan as well because they've got knowledge of this as well on certain areas here that they've got expertise in, and we'll just have a dialogue. We'll go through this. We're gonna show you a bunch of examples and why this works the way it does towards the end, and then we've got something special for you that you may want to stick around for. It's a special offer, and trust me, even if you don't want to take advantage of that offer, I'm so confident that I can talk about that now, that because even without that offer, we're giving you so much tonight that you could literally take away what you're learning tonight and go and apply this in your business. So I'm confident tonight you're going to love what we're giving you, and I think you're going to love even more the special offer we have for you at the end, because we're essentially giving you everything tonight. So here we go. Why your marketing funnel isn't converting and how to change it so it converts for you over and over again. Now, this is a simple diagram that people who get into online marketing, no matter what niche, no matter what industry, this is the basic model. You want to drive traffic to a capture page so that you collect email, collect information, that it goes to a sales page, where oftentimes you're going to get 10 to 15% of the sales that you'll get from that traffic on what's called a walkthrough. They watch the sales video or go through the sales page the first time, and they choose to buy whatever product you're selling. And then the other part about it, which we'd like to call the fortune, is in the follow-up. Down at the follow-ups is now that you have that email list, you email them information about your offer and extra value about it and promote to them, and you're going to get your other 85 to 90% of your signups through your follow-up process. and that's how you make your real money. That equals the sales. Now, we still use this basic format. However, this has been very simplified, and when people teach this, they say you just need this, and they don't explain any other elements to it, and they say, now use my funnel, and just go and use it, and use the same autoresponder series that I give you, because it's proven to work. And what a lot of people won't tell you is that that whole proven to work thing means it's proven to work for them, because there's an element here about yourself and people joining you when you are representing a company or representing a product. So we're going to get into this a little bit. So, what we've been led to believe is this basic process. And after all, it works every time, right? Absolutely wrong, as it doesn't. Myth number one, not all leads are created equal. What do I mean by that? Where you get your traffic and what their expectation is coming to your capture page is critical. And what we're going to talk about here and what we're going to get into tonight is called the level of awareness of your prospect is extremely critical in how you market to them. And this is where a lot of people miss the boat. This is where a lot of people use a funnel, and some people get results and other people use the same funnel and they don't get barely any results. Because it's a lot of it has to do with how you target the people and what expectation they have coming in. So what I'm going to introduce you to is actually first an ancient concept that has been around since the time we've had modern day advertising, which is still very true to this day. But then I'm also going to show you how that has evolved for the modern day social media world and how we apply that to now that isn't normally written down in any books. So what I want to introduce you to right now is the 5 states of awareness. And what I mean by the 5 states of awareness is how aware your prospect is of your solution that you have for them. Now, if you can zoom in here and make sure that you see down here, I'll read this off to you here real quick, is, state 1 down at the bottom is the most aware. Well, keep in mind as you see this upside down pyramid here, the amount of people in that state, in the first state, is less than what you would see in the states above. So when you see the purple part, or blue for some of you, depending on the resolution of your screen, that amount of purple also represents the amount of people in that market, typically, generally, that you're going to have less people that are ready and very aware of your solution and ready to buy it right away. You're normally going to have a lot more people that do not know that there's even a need for your product. Make sense? So just keep that in mind as we go through this. But I'm gonna break down these 5 states to you so that you understand who you need to market to and who you might be marketing to right now, and why your message may not be well received with the market that you're actually attempting to market to. So we'll jump into state 1, level 1, most aware, okay? These people, they already know about you. They know about your company. They know the industry and the problem your solution solves. So if you are promoting a particular company, and we're just keeping this pretty much generic tonight, if you're promoting a particular company, then the level 1 person is the person who is aware of your company, and they're aware of the solution it has and the problems that you already have and how your solution solves it. Okay, so the translation here that we like to talk about in our industry of opportunity seekers and MLM and network marketing and online marketing and affiliate marketing and everything related to that is the sponsor shopper. This is somebody who knows about the company, but they're just looking for the best person to join. And there's not many of those people around, but there are some. And the way that you actually market to them, and some people, by the way, do very well with this particular segment. How you market to them is your uniqueness, which a lot of people in the business world will talk about their unique selling proposition, their USP, and then about how to build trust. How to market to them is by, they're going to trust you. They're joining you for a reason and your personality, so they trust you because you're like them, right? And then exclusivity, the exclusive opportunity to work with that particular person. And that's how you normally operate when you're marketing to a level 1 person who is most aware of your company and everything involved with it, and they're just essentially shopping for the right sponsor. It's kind of like a free agent in professional sports. They're at the top of their game, and essentially they're just shopping around to see who can offer them the best deal. That's what that is. And you'll see here in level 2 that gets even more down to the best deals. But essentially at level 1, people are going to join people here. So if you have all the credibility and authority and uniqueness, and you can build trust with these people through your marketing, and you have exclusive things, exclusive offers, then normally you're winning this game. And this is what you call easy money. So level 2 is where you're aware but not convinced. And they know the solution to the problem, they know about the company, but they're not totally sold yet on the solution. And in particular here, the product or the company. They're not totally sold on the product or the company yet. And that's where you need to be giving them, bonuses, discounts, bundles, things like that help them make a decision. And essentially, I call these people the deal hoppers. They're normally going from deal to deal, looking for a deal, always looking for something, because they understand that there's a lot of companies out there that provide similar solutions, but they just want to find the best deal. And this is where, you still, that analogy of a free agent really applies, but they're really looking at discounts, bonuses, how they can save money. It's a little bit of a different mindset. You see, back at level 1, someone's joining a person. They join that person because they want to get close to that person. They want to be able to learn from that person. They may like that person's personality and feel that they resonate with them. So that's where you'll find that type of person that they're going to even sometimes pay a little bit more to work closely with that person. Level 2, they're not sold on people. They're sold on the company and what they can get. So it's not so much that they're going to be shopping for a sponsor. It's, okay, well, what can any sponsor give me? How many bonuses? How many discounts? What bundle package can I get for the best deal? So that's your level 2. And this is a little bit more people out there because more people are aware of the companies, but they may not necessarily know which one to choose, or they keep jumping around from deal to deal. And this is why I don't necessarily choose to market personally in level 2 so much, because oftentimes what's important to these people is saving money and spending as less as possible and getting the most they can for their buck. And that's okay when you go to Walmart, but I don't want to do business with people like this because they're normally gone next week if you're not giving them the new shiny object and the new discount and the new bonus. So this is not my preference, although people who can position themselves with a lot of bonuses and discounts and bundles can do well in this market. All right, makes sense? Let's move on to level 3, and that's people that are unaware of the best solution. Now, these are people that typically are the ones that you'll find that are in the industry, but they don't know what the solution is. This is for people who are marketing affiliate companies and MLM companies. These are people that are familiar with the fact that MLM companies or network marketing companies or affiliate marketing companies offer a very good solution to somebody who wants to find a way to generate income online. However, they don't know which company, they don't know what exact business model. They don't know. All they know is, well, making money online might be a great thing, but I don't necessarily know the best way to go about it. Is it MLM? Is it affiliate marketing? Is it offline marketing? What's the case? So they haven't really been sold on the business model yet, per se. And this is the people that are just open to making money really any way they can. So they're aware of the problems they have, and they know there is a solution, but they're not sure what the best option is. And this is what we really call the opportunity seeker. And if I had more time, I would have actually put like a little picture of these people. I actually had a mental picture of what each of these people look like, but I didn't have time to put that on there. I may put that on for later slides just so people remember that a little better. But level 3 is the opportunity seeker. And how you market to these people is you still have to convince them on why your model works the best. So in order to do that, you've got to market with social proof, where you say, hey, look, there's these people that are having these results and this success with this particular business model or this particular company. You need to come here. That's, once again, your unique selling proposition and showing income claims. So a lot of it is about, it's almost playing the game of mine's better, which is okay if you can do that intelligently and professionally. the mind's better game can work, because not all business models are created equal, and not all business models apply the best to anybody. Some people work better in an affiliate model. Some people work better in a traditional MLM model. That's really up to the individual. And so that's what you have with level 3. And oftentimes when you're marketing to level 3, level 2, and level 1, when you're marketing, your headlines of your marketing are normally very feature based. And the reason they're feature based, not benefit based, is because they're already aware a lot of the times of what these companies have to offer, and it's just more so about what's better. One of the things that a very popular company a lot of us have been involved with offered at the beginning was 100% commissions. Well, you see, that's a feature. That's a feature, 100% commissions, because it was unique. It was your unique selling proposition, and income claims that say 100% commissions, which is different, and that it worked wildly well, still works, for people who are at level 3. They're unaware of the best solution, and saying that normally triggers someone to say, wow, that's kind of amazing. That almost sounds too good to be true. I have to know more. What you'll find as we get into level 4 and level 5, that you're going to need to educate people a little bit more on the benefits rather than your features. So once again, level 1, level 2, and level 3, your headlines are normally always feature-based. Your sub-headlines can be benefits, which follow up what the features are about. But your best headlines with these types of markets are with features on the front end, because they're already educated to some degree. Now, this is where the big switch happens. When we go to level 4, we're unaware of the solution. Now, what that means is, someone's aware of the problems in their life, where they know that they want to find a way to solve the problems in their life, but they're not sure how to solve it. They don't really know the solution. And a translation here is what we like to call the unlikely hero, because this is someone who may not have even known that they were going to go on the hero's journey. They were not even going to know that they were going to go on this journey of discovery to realize that they can solve the problems. And whatever the problems may be, a lot of them boil down to obviously financial and prosperity, being able to, obviously first take care of your basic needs, take care of your family, take care of your life, pursue happiness. And then you get, once you have those kind of handled, then you start getting into more of, how can I be happy? How can I create more significance? How can I create more significance around me? Well, oftentimes there's a large chunk of the population in the world that hasn't been educated financially on how to do business, and especially business online. And so what you'll find with people who are unaware of the solution, they know that they may need to still find a way to pay their bills, but they don't necessarily know how to make extra money to pay all their bills. They may have a family, and their bills are more than what they make every month, and they're kind of in a situation where they're upside down and going, you know what, I have a real problem here, but I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know the solution yet. So with this level of awareness, these are what we normally call the unlikely hero, because they're coming into the marketplace every month, new people, because situations in life change. And that's just one example. There's many, many of them. Someone can have something like a car repossessed, or something happen in their life where they have all of a sudden an immediate need to make more money, and they'll hop on and Google something, or they'll start thinking to themselves, I need to find a way to do this. I need to find a way to get this handled. And so you can do this with a lot of different products and services, but how you market to these people, which is kind of what we call the sweet spot here, is telling stories and displaying the benefits of how you would solve their problem, the benefits of your solution to their problem. And you tell stories about the emotional struggle and the journey of discovery. And why is that? Because it makes it real to the person who sees it. And we're gonna show you in a minute how that translates to somebody who's looking for this, how you keep their attention while you're marketing to them. We'll show you here in a minute. So, but level 4, I hope makes sense by now. Before I move on to the last one, I want to quickly just jump to Jordan. How's this looking right now? Is there anything that is really unclear, or how's this looking for you right now, Jordan?
Oh man, it's awesome. I'm loving it. You know, I remember when we first started looking at the states of awareness, the 5 different states of awareness, and how clear everything suddenly got as soon as I understood that. It was pretty awesome, man. Had some massive shifts in my business as soon as I understood this. So it's cool that you're teaching this tonight.
Right on, right on. Okay, hey Amy, what's your thoughts there? You how are you feeling about this?
You're a god.
Thank you. Yeah, right. Uh, that lets me know I'm on track. All right. Love you too. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to go to level 5, and there's a reason why that's in black, not in red. And we'll get to that in a minute. But level 5, this is funny. A lot of people, you'll love this here. Level 5 is completely unaware. They're a person that they don't even know that they don't know. They don't even realize there's a better way. I like to call them the lost souls. They're kind of living their life of quiet desperation, wondering, like, is there really more? Is there any more to life? Is there really anything more than what's going on in my life right now? Is there any new horizon? Is there anything going on in my life that is there more? Or is this all there really is? Is this all there really is? And so these people, when you connect with them emotionally, they'll listen to you because they're in a state where oftentimes it's it's not always desperation, but they're in a state of mind to where they're experiencing so much struggle themselves that it's easy to listen to others' stories of struggle. And so with level 5, you want to tell stories to people and appeal to their dominant emotions and values, and then also talk about some secrets that you've learned, which normally go along in your storytelling process. I've got a cool phrase here that I don't know if I coined it, but I absolutely love it as I was putting this all together tonight, that I think you guys will really like as a way to understand and relate all of this material that we're talking about tonight. So by now, I think you have noticed that as we talk about these different levels of awareness, telling a story seems to be coming up a lot, and it seems to be what is making it real for people. And it seems to be that when you can tell a story that essentially connects with the person's dominant emotions and values and connects with them and meets them at their problems, if you're telling similar stories, and then you can illustrate to somebody how it got better, then it becomes real to that person. So the cool part here is we're going to get into in a minute here how a lot of that works, but I just want to clarify a few things here and how to proceed. So if we look at this, which one do we really want to market to? Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's not that there's a right or a wrong answer there, because obviously you want it to be the prospect that gives you the highest lifetime customer value possible, that really gives you the highest return on investment. And that would be, wait for it, the numbers would state that level 1 would be the cheapest and best market to if we only worried about cost per lead and front-end sales. After all, this is where your personal branding comes into play, right? Well, most people would think that because that's what we talked about in level 1. And yes, your branding does come into play there, but this is actually what goes on. The wild card that's not normally taught in traditional advertising is this. Because what I just showed you was the traditional states of awareness that have been around. Eugene Schwartz in his book Breakthrough Advertising, that's where I got that. He brilliant man, wrote that book, I think it was like 30 years ago or so, and demonstrated those concepts in understanding your markets. Well, now we do business a little differently. We communicate a little differently. And so the way you need to do this is a little different. And let me see here, guys. I am getting a beep on my headset, so I've got to plug it in. Let's see here. It looks like I may have to go without it because it's giving me, I don't know where that plugin is at. All right, so I'm going to have to switch out real quick. And, I'm going to be all right. Never mind. I'm going to be fine. I can put in my headphones. All right. I know I'm just leaving you guys on the fence here. I mean, just cliffhanging here as I'm telling you. Real quickly, can you guys still hear me?
Yep, just fine. Can you hear me?
Headphones. Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yep, can hear you great. Can
Okay, I
you
can
hear
see
me?
you moving, but I can't hear you.
You can't hear
Okay.
me?
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, I see you. Okay, awesome. All right. Okay. Yes, we can. I can. Absolutely. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much. I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's a
I can.
delay.
I'm good, I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can,
I think there's a delay though if
Ah,
you're.
okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Well, as long
yeah.
as there's a delay all the way through, we'll be fine. So here's, okay. Well, let me make sure. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, there probably seems to be a delay. Can you hear me now?
Can hear you great.
Awesome. Okay. So this is where the power, or actually, I'm sorry. So let's tell you about a wild card here. If you can hold your customer's attention with demonstrating the problems they have while building trust with them, then you can easily persuade them to go with you on a journey. This is where the power of your story comes into play, because the best prospect is actually stage 5. And a lot of people thought, well, stage 1 is where we want to be at, right? Well, no, because you've got to look at the whole bigger picture of your marketing and your highest customer value. Remember, I said your highest lifetime customer value. And why does that make a big difference? Because 90% of your income is going to come from your upsells to your existing market and the repeat sales and the subscriptions. That's where it's at. So you've got to make sure that you give them trust and authority and value every step of the way so that they choose to stick around. So what the greatest marketers that defined the industry did not have access to when they taught their traditional methods, and what I'm talking about there is the 5 states of awareness and what goes along with it, is precise interests. And a lot of you know what that means who have done any advertising on Facebook, which is the precise interest that you can market to on Facebook. And an example, AKA that's storytelling to someone with the same values as you, that has the same precise interests as you. That means if you can talk and speak to the same values as them, whatever their interests are, then they'll listen to you and connect with you and go on that journey with you through your story. And so this is how I like to look at it in the 5 states of awareness, is that for your customer value, state 1, most aware, is good. But your lifetime customer value, it's good, but state 2 and state 3 are better. But state 4 and state 5 are the best when it comes to lifetime customer value. Typically. Not always, but 99% of the time. And so we want to focus on state 4 and state 5. Now, what's different about this is that in state 1, state 2, and state 3, that's where 90% of the marketing training or 95% of the marketing training you get in the industry is at. Why? Because it's easier and more, it's quicker to make a sale there. And for people who are just learning, common sense would state that getting to a sale quicker would be easier, so let's start at the most aware people where we might be able to make some sales. The issue with that is that there's a lot of competition there, and if you don't know how to separate yourself, especially when you're new, then you often find yourself fighting a losing battle. Now, what happens is if you can go into state 4 and state 5, which you have to understand some structures about things in your marketing in order to do this properly, then you can be very, very effective at bringing in new people into your industry and into your company, into your products, into your market that haven't even been exposed to the industry or the company or the solution before. And what that means is because they haven't been exposed to all of those things like a state 3 or a state 2 person would be, you don't have to do as much convincing. All you have to do is tell a story that illustrates how you found the same solution, and it becomes real. And as long as you build value and trust along the way, then these people will follow you and they'll listen to you and trust you. And when you say, hey, buy my product, they're going to comply. They're going to do that. They're going to choose to join you. Whereas you may have to do more bickering and negotiating with someone who's in a state 2 or a state 3, level 2 or level 3. So this is why I feel that, if you understand how to market to state 4 and state 5 prospects, and you know how to bring them through the right process, which there is a science to this, and I'm going to get into that. If you know how to do that, you will always have a never-ending list of fresh prospects to be able to sell your products and services to, because there's always new people, and you're going to be educating them yourself on why they need your product. It works. I promise it works if done right. We're going to get into how that is. And I think a lot of you are really going to like this. So selling through a story. I like to call it story selling instead of storytelling. It's what a lot of people, term the phrase, the art of marketing without marketing. And so this comes down to, once you demonstrate the story of how you found the solution, it becomes believable to the prospect who is reading your story. The problem and the solution become real. Whereas before, they may have been thinking, I've got to find a way to make extra money, but I don't know how. And then the person says, well, this is what I did, and it's, yes, online marketing is the way to do it. Let me show you the actual model that works. Let me show you my story and how I found it, and how, just like you, I had no experience, but I was able to make this happen. So moving right along, I love this word, the art of story selling. Not storytelling, but story selling. And the only difference here is, you guys remember this model from the beginning of the training, is that you insert your story in the beginning before your capture page. This is where you can either do the story on a blog post, you can do it on a Facebook ad, which has normally been very effective and essentially made me the majority of my income last year, was telling stories through Facebook ads, including, this is what Jordan did very successfully as well, telling stories through Facebook ads, because it's cheapest on Facebook. Now, you can take those same stories and you can do the same thing on LinkedIn. You can do the same thing on a lot of other social media sites. You can do PPC type stuff, pay-per-click as well, but you have the story. And you can apply that to a lot of different mediums and strategies of marketing. But what this story does is, this person now resonates with you. They now identify with your story. They feel the emotions that you felt, which is probably what they were feeling during their struggle, because we teach you to market those same people that had those dominant emotions, that have been feeling the same emotions as you when you started. It's really good to target those people the way you came in and the emotions you felt, because it's real, and you'll be able to eloquate that in your story really well. What this results in is that people really believe in you by the time they get to your capture page. So you're going to have higher opt-in rates. So that means your cost per lead goes down. And then there's another part of this, which is about a bridge video, which we're going to get a little bit into. We'll display some examples about that. But one of the things that's different about marketing with your own personally branded funnel is that after somebody opts in, you're kind of doing a sandwich technique. The capture page is still the meat, but the story in the beginning is like one piece of the bread, and then your bridge video on the other side of the capture page is the other piece of the bread. And those two pieces of bread are building trust and confirming to that person that they're making the right decision, and displaying the same values and the same emotions, and also setting the right expectation. You see, a bridge video is once someone reads your story and they opt into your capture page, then your video is going to come up. And all your video is meant to do is to confirm a lot of the things that you said in your story, and then also, let them see your face, see your facial expressions, hear the tone of your voice. This is where they're going to build more trust with you naturally. And then you're going to give them the right expectation of what they're going to see next, as well as directing them with the action to take on the next exposure. So oftentimes how this goes is, you've got a bridge video that says, hey, I'm a real person. Yes, this, and this happened to me. This is how I felt about it. But this is what I've done. Now this is how my life is, or this is how the life is of the people that have taught me how to do this, and here's the results they have with this system. This is what I'm going to get you access to. And what you're going to see, and this is the important part, the expectation, what you're going to see on the next page is a presentation that breaks down in depth what I already told you in my story about how this works. And I encourage you to take action and get started once you get done with that presentation. You see, you've already got them framed because now they're trusting you. So now you're really helping the person that's doing the selling for you on the next page. And this is where the most clever and top producing marketers out there that I know, that, a lot of them seem to be just an enigma, where people look at them and go, I don't know how the heck they get the kind of results they do with the way that they present themselves and what they say and do, but they just seem to bring in and make more sales than just about anyone we know. And so a story and then a bridge video is very, very important. And once you have those, then you can very easily interchange those in lots of different funnels that you create. We're going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute. But once you do that, then this makes your follow-ups even more powerful, because now you're targeted to the people that have the same dominant emotions that you have and the same struggles. And you're able to tell more stories of other people as well as yourself in your follow-up emails to the people that opted in. And they're more receptive, so more than likely your open rates are going to be higher when you email these people in your follow-ups, because they see your name come up and they're like, oh, that's that person that I connected with that had the same story as me. They were going through that same shit, and they found a way to get out of it, and they found this solution. They found this way to make it happen, and I've got to learn more about this. They may not have been ready to buy the first time around, because like I said, only 10 to 15% of the people that will buy on the front end, walking through the sales page the first time. But the rest of them will after they get other emails from you. So follow-ups are increasingly crucial, but we need to stress that you've got to write a lot of your own follow-ups. You can't have canned emails that just say generic things, because you're not displaying the right values and emotions that those people were dealing with. And that's what you want to display with people. That's how you connect with people. That's how they build trust. That's how they choose to join you, because you have something they want. You have the solution. So hopefully all this is making sense. So before I get into the last thing here and get into the structure, I just want to open it back up again. Hey, Amy, how's this looking? Is this making sense, or is this a little confusing?
It's not confusing at all. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay, good. I guess the delay's gone. This is it's so good. It's so clear. It's so well drawn out, in my opinion. I think this is great. And it's interesting because before I've ever heard it explained this way, just my personal experience has been, just doing this process, and it's completely true what you're talking about, the pre-framing and what a difference that makes on the other end, instead of just sending somebody to a video to hear about something and somebody else's results without pre-framing it and introducing the person or the whatever you're showing from a personal perspective, from your story and your relationship to that. It changes the game completely when you do it this way. So and I just love the way you've got it drawn out here. So yeah,
Thank you.
It's great. Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts there, Jordan?
I'm extremely confused, to be honest. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, it is so true. I mean, the concept of the story, can be applied to every area of marketing. Stories are intriguing and interesting, and people want to pay attention to them because they're unique. I mean, think about this. Like, everyone loves reality TV, right? Why? Because, well, for one, they think it's real, but everyone loves reality TV because it allows them to get an inside look at other people's actual lives and not, acting, when really reality TV is full of acting. But people don't believe that. They don't know that. They feel like they're looking inside of other people's lives. They feel like they're getting an inside look. And it's interesting because it's unique to them and no one else. No one else has that exact same experience happen. So when you share your story in there, people get a look inside your life. People like getting that inside look. One of the biggest reasons, Amy will tell you, one of the biggest reasons she continued opening my emails all the time and why she eventually joined my team was because I constantly was telling people what was going on in my life, where I was at, all this good stuff. So people want to know what's going on. They want to know where you're at on vacation, where you're at in the world, all this different stuff. People pay attention to that. They want to know what's going on in your life. So when you can share when you can share through the story, which I know you're about to get into, it's powerful. And you could do that, like you said, in the written. You could do YouTube videos, blog posts with videos on them, whatever, however you want to do it, however you want to get your marketing out there.
No, I love it. Yeah, I love it, Jordan, because and you really display this to a level that really helped me to understand how to develop these stories, especially in the follow-up process, because I actually don't think there's anybody better out there when it comes to lifestyle marketing, that when you follow up, you're like, hey, as a result of what I've done, here is the social proof. Here is the proof of how I live my life. Here's what I get to enjoy every day. And even if you may not, be the one that, like, one of the things you love to do, Jordan, is go to concerts a lot, from music festivals. And, although what you're great at, and we'll talk a little bit more about here, and what we also get into in our special offer, is the fact that you can display that you're doing what you love, and that you have the free time, and you have all of the benefits of doing what you love because of your solution that you have. And you display that to people. So people may not even love going to music festivals, but they go, you know what? He's doing what he loves to do. He has the setup. He has the free time. He has those solutions in place that allow him to do what he loves. And that allows that person to go, well, what would I love to do if I had, time and money were no issue? What would I be able to do if I had enough money and I had the time? And what kind of significance can I create in my life? Could I be able to take care of my family? Could I be able to travel? Could I be able to just spend extra time meditating and reading the books and studying the things that I love and learning about the things that I love, or being out in nature and hiking a lot, whatever the case may be? Amy does a lot of that as well. And this is where Amy comes in with a lot of her proof, is that she goes on a lot of hikes and runs through the woods where she lives out in Boulder. And it's when she gets inspired from that, and she'll pull out her phone and do a quick video, or pull out her camera and do a quick video, and that's her blog post for the day, and that's a part of her follow-up. And people see that and they're like, wow, that's awesome. I wish I had what she has. And then she's sitting there saying, well, here's the solution for you to have what I have. Get started here. And this is the beautiful part about it, is when you know your market and you know what people are looking for, it's easier to display that in your marketing. But a lot of people don't even think about this stuff. I thought this was something that a lot of people would think about, because I like to just sit and think about stuff a lot. But as I got into this, here's what I found. People were blown away that this is the way it's done, with a story and with following up and a bridge video, and making sure that all of those things line up in your marketing, getting very clear on your target market and the dominant emotions and values they have. This stuff is where it's at. And this is where we have very high retention. People stick around and continue to stick around and continue to buy from you and continue to join you and be a part of your tribe, a part of your tribe that follows you. And because they aspire to be like you. So there's an element here of just celebrity status in a way, yet you're not really a celebrity like on TV, and thank goodness I don't want to be. But in our own little world, we have a following and we have a tribe. And it's awesome to be able to see people break through like we see all the time when we teach them this stuff, and we have other results in our team, and people that, obviously we've got countless stories of people that have had a lot of success applying this stuff. So what I'm going to get into here real quick is the actual framework, the actual outline of how a story is done. Now, you can apply this in a lot of different ways, and right afterwards I'm going to show you some examples. Amy's going to show you some examples. Jordan's going to as well. But I want to break down how this is done, because at this point a lot of people are like, okay, well, I tell a story. Awesome. What is there to it? There's actually a lot to it. And it's important, because you've got to learn how to keep attention for people. You got to keep their attention. You got to keep them hooked. You got to keep them looped. And you'll know what I'm talking about here in a second. And you've got to keep them engaged and hanging on every paragraph, every sentence, every line as to what's going to happen next. And believe it or not, a lot of you may be like, well, I don't have a great story. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody has a story that appeals to people. I've been able to do it many times where I can take somebody and they say, I don't have a story, and we go through what they actually have gone through in their life, and then we ask them, well, why is it that you got started in this industry in the first place? Why is it that you got started learning how to market online? What did you want to change? What is it that you felt? What were you frustrated with? And they found out that it's all in how you present it. And so someone who may have thought they had a boring life actually realized that they have a really compelling story as to why they chose to join and how excited they are. We've turned this around many times. We have many people on our team. We even were able to get them to the point where they've done their own bridge videos and their own testimonial videos that have never been on camera before. And we had them looking natural by the time it was done. And it's because it's a scientific process that I'm going to show you now. So how do we story sell? It comes down to this. Remember, headline first is very, very, very important. Your headline, like I said, with stage 4 and 5, with level 4 and 5, you've got to appeal to the benefits because they don't understand all the features yet and how to compare the features, right? So we're dealing with stage 4 and 5 people. And let's just include 4 and 5 in here and know that you can very much interchangeably market to stage 4 and stage 5 people with this exact setup, okay? So the headline is the claim of the benefit and values. And what I mean by that is, you know, how I accomplished this particular thing or how I solved this problem through the same values that we have, whatever the case may be. A perfect example is that some people, you know, have read the book, The 4-Hour Work Week. Well, you can say, you know, how I lived the 4-hour work week doing what I love all the time because I discovered this. You know, that's your headline, which is a benefit. And then your sub-headline is going to be your features and your clarification. The features are going to be more about how I, you know, work, you know, 4 hours a week and doing what I love from my laptop, working from the beach, different beaches of the world, and what I did to get there. You know, so it's just more so a features clarification of your values and what you did to do it, to create this solution. So headline, subheadline, very important, and we're going to go more into that and give you some examples of that here real soon. But the third thing here is the open loop. And the open loop, this comes from neurolinguistic programming, from NLP. A lot of you may have heard of it. And this really is, you know, the promise to expose the solution soon. And oftentimes you'll hear people in their stories say, you know, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but first let me tell you how this happened. But first, let me share with you what was the case. First, let me share with you my struggle so you know where I'm coming from. So that's the open loop, and you'll loop that around and close that loop and tie that loop together later on towards the end of the story. And some people like to open and close a bunch of loops, but that's a higher level skill that we'll get into probably later in our offer. So the next part here, as you can see, the headline, subheadline, and then the open loop, you go into the story of your struggle. And the story of your struggle is really talking about the tough times you experienced that got you so down to the point where you were like, I need to find a better way. And oftentimes what we do with the story of struggle is we take what happened and we boil it down to first-person statements. Because when you do a first-person statement and you put it in quotes, what a person actually subconsciously does is they say that to themselves as if they were the person saying it. You're putting them inside the story. And that's a good thing when they suggest to themselves, there's got to be a better way. Because you may have said, and I've been struggling through this and I could barely keep my head above water and I've always been, you know, constantly dealing with the same issue and just feeling desperate all the time and it's starting to piss me off and I've been getting really pissed about and angry, and you may be talking about anger as an emotion, you may be talking about desperation and struggle, you may be talking about those things, but this person is reading the story going, God, that's me! That's what I've been dealing with! And so you think they're walking away right now? No way. They want to hear this. They want to see how this turned out. Why? Because in your open loop, you said, let me get to it in a minute, but first let me tell you my struggle. First let me tell you where I came from. And so they know it's coming. So they stick around. This is how you hold their attention. So once you've connected with those and you tell them about what happened, then you say a line similar to, you know, and I said to myself, quote, there's got to be a better way. So a person goes, oh, there's got to be a better way. They're saying that to themselves. And so they're asking that question for themselves. And these first person statements are very powerful when they're placed at the right time, because this person is now telling themselves and putting themselves inside the story. So a story of struggle, however long it takes to essentially get out what you dealt with and the emotions you felt. And I'll go into a little bit of how that's actually structured when I show you a few examples here, okay? But for now, we're just going to move on real quick. I'm going to get through these steps, and then I'm going to show you some examples. So the values clarification. Now, what I mean by that is, if I'm finishing my story of struggle, then I'm talking about my values in terms of what are the benefits if the problem was solved? What would be different about my life? So you may be telling your story, and towards the end of your struggle part, you're talking about, and I just knew that there were people out there that had the free time during the day to meditate and be in the flow and be able to read the books that they wanted and spend time with themselves and be by themselves and just rejuvenate, which I just want to be able to do so bad. But I know it's possible because I've heard of people who've done it. But that's if I had a chance to solve this problem, that's what I would do. Well, what you're doing is, hopefully, if you've done your homework, which is some of the stuff we'll be teaching you about, the people you're targeting have those same values. So they go, oh, this person would do what I would do. So now I definitely got to know, how am I going to get that? Because now you've made it real to them, like, ooh, okay, now I can take time to myself because I don't have to work all day because I've created a new financial situation for myself. It's perfect. So do that. Values clarification. And always talk about the benefits of what your problem would solve, like the benefits you get when you solve the problem. So then, as you're talking about, gosh, I wish there was a way, I knew there was a way to change this, then your journey of discovery, how you found out the secret or the solution that gave you the benefits, or how you found this and how you found other people. Because you may be brand new where you have not created a success story where you've had a lot of results yet. But the good news is that actually doesn't matter in this case. What matters is the trust, the emotion, someone connecting with you and trusting you and knowing that you can lead them to whoever the solution is. And with technology, this is very easy to replicate for people. So the journey of discovery is very simply, after you've had your first person statement of, I just knew there's people out there that can create the life they want to and have the free time and be able to meditate and read the books they want to and learn about what they want to all day. And then you say, and then you know what? I saw this post on Facebook. Or you could say, and I got a phone call from a friend, or I got an email from a friend, or I got an email from someone I trust or respect, which obviously as marketers, we know that's a solo ad, right? Or if you're already on their list somehow. I got an email from somebody, or I saw this post, or I saw this ad that said, solve my problem like this. And I started to read this ad, and at first I was a little skeptical, but then I knew I had to find out. I knew that there was a way people were doing this, and if I turned away from this now, I would never really know the truth. I would never really know if that solution was really there. I had to take the next step. I had to find out for sure. And that's your journey of discovery. And so then you can say, and then what I found out is this person was having this type of success, doing this particular solution, using this solution, discovering this secret. This is what they showed me. And all you do is talk about how it happened. You don't get into the breakdown of it yet. That's for later. But you can talk about the benefits that person already enjoys from their solution that you discovered. So you still illustrate, hey, this person that I was reading on Facebook, turns out they had the same problems that I had. It turns out they wanted the same things I wanted. It turns out that they get to meditate most of the day and read the books they want and spend time with themselves in peace and be able to go walking in the woods and just really reset themselves because they've had a tough life where they had a lot going on for a while, and this is a time for them to just recover and rejuvenate. And that's exactly what I needed in my life. Well, this person had what I wanted. I wanted that. And so as the person is reading this story, they're like, this is me. This is me. They're putting themselves inside the story. Don't you guys see how powerful this is? So they're putting themselves inside the story. And then you go into the values clarification again. and how life is different for this person, or if you had the chance to apply the solution that they gave you and now your life is different. And you tell them about how your life is different. And now because of this solution, I'm able to fill in the blank, meditate, read, travel, whatever the case may be, whatever the benefits are, which are going to be tied to your headline and your subheadline. The benefits, what we're really after here. And so your values clarification also is about what you don't like. This is a time where you overcome natural objections in somebody's head. Because let's face it, people at this point are reading this and going, okay, now this seems really real, but I got to be sure. What if this is not real? What if this isn't true? What if this doesn't work for me? What if, and all these questions, and what if the benefits are different than the benefits that I want? Can I still have the benefits I want doing this? And so one of the things with number 7 in the values clarification again part is you also clarify the things you don't want. And one of those things that I used, which I'll give as an example later, was talking about, now I'm not the type of person that needs a lot of money, so I don't need it for flashy, fancy cars and things like that, but this is what I need it for. So I'm actually qualifying what I would not use it for to even deeper connect with my audience. You see, I'm overcoming any of their objections right away. I'm defeating the whole, oh, this person has a lot of money, so they must be evil, myth. I'm dispelling that myth that often a lot of people ask, like, well, what does this person have to hide? Well, this is actually all the things that I don't do because I'm not like that. I'm like you. And so then the last part here before the call to action is the breakdown. And this is how it works. This is where you close the open loop that you had in number 3, and you say, okay, so this is how it actually works. And I keep this very simple. This is normally something where I say, I discovered this one thing that showed me how to do it, and I followed this. Or it's because of these 3 things that I followed, or these 3 things that I got, and here they are. And all I'm doing is framing to the people what it is they also need to get started and take the next step. It's because I got the right mentor. It's because I got the right system. I got the right solution. I got this one thing, this secret trick, or I learned this one secret that no one would have told me, that I would have never figured out on my own. These are the things I got. And keep it vague. And then what you say after you've just broken it down into something simple, so it becomes tangible and real in their mind, and they normally have a visual from that. The call to action is the expectation conditioning about what they're going to see next. And so you will just simply say, here's why I'm giving this to you. Because I've gone through this struggle and I know what it's like. And I can't bear to see other people struggle like this. I can't bear to see people dealing with this same thing when I know better, when I know there's a better solution, when I know there's a better way. And here's what you're going to find if you go to the next page and enter your email. I'm going to give you as a gift the same opportunity I had to create the same solution. Go there now. Click here to find out, and then just restate your benefit, your headline. And the best thing would be is that your capture page has that same headline, so it's totally congruent. Now, as I've just gone through all that, before I get to any examples, I just want to open it up again real quick and see if that made sense or if there's any part I need to clarify here. Amy, how did that sound? Did that make a lot of sense for you?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing. Really, 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 really clear. And
all right.
I'm tired.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, Jordan, how was this?
Ahead.
You don't say. You're tired. That doesn't look like it at all. Oh my goodness, man, yeah, awesome stuff. It's interesting when we were doing this stuff. You're like a while ago. I didn't understand what we were actually doing, but we were doing all this. It's interesting to see it like written out like this and broken down in this exact way to help someone who doesn't understand it all to be able to put it all together. I'm excited.
Yeah, I found that we naturally started to do this, and then I went back and went, well, why don't we break down what we're actually doing here and put it into a teachable format? Because I had once before gone through some examples with the team and shown them how to do this, but what we found, and this is the tough part, is that when we taught this to our team, a lot of people took the exact ad that we had as an example and they copied and pasted it. And they didn't actually go and write their own story, or they just wrote their story of their struggle part and left everything else the same. Exactly the same, exact words, copied and pasted everything else. And so very quickly, which is why I'm not going to show you all of the ads tonight, because I know people go and do that despite us trying to get them to think and answer these questions for themselves and build a real story that actually sustains them rather than just copying somebody else's. I'm going to show you a few of my older ads that worked really well, but it's the same structure as what we had before, as what we still have now, sorry. So let's see here. What I'm going to do is, one of the first things here is I'm actually going to go into Amy's because I have hers up here real quick. Amy, if you want to come out and talk any about this right now, I've got it on the screen right now. Just explain a little bit about, who you were targeting, why you put the ad copy that you did and such, and the picture and all that.
Yep. Chris took this picture of me. And the video that's on the page behind it, but this was an ad that I used to target. I have a few different pages that are similar to this, targeting people that are into like the law of attraction, laws of abundance, universal laws of abundance, basically. And this particular ad was targeting this page was used for an ad that was targeting people. I don't even remember exactly, but it talks about how I came home from work because I was targeting something around that, coming home from work, or people that work from home or want to work from home. I don't even remember specifically. I have a bunch of different versions of this page with different headlines targeting different ads or whatever. And then the video on the other side of it, which I don't know if you want me to pull that up, Chris. I've got it here.
Yeah, definitely. We can do that in a second here.
Yeah, so the video that's on the other side of it is it's the same video for each of the capture pages that I created with the different headlines. The video is the same, but the headline is a little bit more specific depending on specifically who who the ad was written for. So yeah, so this is the video, and I would change the headline of this video depending on again, I could use the same video, the same exact page, and just tweak the headline a little bit depending on who I was specifically targeting so that it's congruent with the capture page. So this is just an example. But this one video basically just tells my story in a way, a few different highlights of some things that I've been through in my past that, depending on who's watching it, there's a couple bullet points in there that different people might be able to relate to. So it's a very universal video that I can use, and then at the end I just introduce the next video, which this redirects to automatically. But this is like a really good way to pre-frame that and kind of explain where I was before and how, like, what I'm about to show you is the vehicle that got me from there to where I am now. So here's the video kind of thing. And again, Chris helped me with this a lot, and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and notice, thank you for that, Amy, and what I want to point out here is that notice that, for one, we had a few elements in the background that are very important, and it connected with the values that her target market wanted. You see,
Jordan on a swing.
She had her kids, and Jordan happened to be back there too, playing in the background in at a park where you've got water and nature, and then the happiness and joy of being able to be with your kids in the middle of the day, not having to work, and spending time with your children. And that tugs on a lot of heartstrings, where a lot of people go, I want that. A lot of mothers go, I want that. Single fathers go, I want that, rather than having to drop the kids off at daycare every day. And so there's a lot of elements here all built in that strategically is placed that way on purpose to make sure that it connects with all the dominant emotions. This is marketing, guys. This is there's nothing tricky about this. This is Amy showing her life and how this works for her, and the best part about it and why it works. And people resonate. So, Amy, do you have any other of those capture pages real quick? I'd love to turn the screen over to you. or if not, it's okay if you don't have them.
You mean with the same picture and different headlines, or other
Yeah,
ones that are
just to get
similar?
people. Yeah, if you have other ones or the same picture with different headlines, just to give
Yeah.
another example for people.
All right, let me see here. I
And what
do
I'll
have
do here
others.
is turn this over to you as well.
Oops.
And you can share your screen. You know how to do that, right? Screen share?
Yep.
Cool.
He, I'm so tired. I was talking to Chris before. I'm like, the simplest thing that I've done a million times. I'm like, I don't remember how. Tell me how. I'm so tired. But yes, I do remember how to share my screen. Let's see. So this one, can you see my screen? I don't know if you can see it.
It'll be on mine.
Um,
We'll find out here in a second. Oh, you know what? Maybe that would be the case. I put it on your screen. Yeah, I can see it. Yep.
okay. So this is basically the same thing, just a little bit of a tweak. It's not talking about how I came home from work. It's talking about how universal laws, it's specifically about the universal laws of abundance healed my life after 16 years of suffering when I discovered this. So it's a little bit of a different headline, targeting a little bit of a different audience. Again, same video on the other side, but very similar. And then here, let me see if I can pull up one that's a different. Let's see, I think this one's different. Yeah, so this is an older one that had a different video on the other side, but so former broke single mom actually reveals how she used the law of attraction secrets to create $100,000 plus online in only 10 months. So this is targeting the law of attraction specifically. And so like I used this one when I was targeting people like, Esther Hicks, people specifically, like different people that were in the movie The Secret, stuff like that. This is the one that I used with this headline. I'm trying to think. I'm so spent right now. I know I just made a capture page. I can't even remember what. Well, the capture page I just made is a video though. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
So
that's all right. You know what? We've got a few other examples here. So,
yeah.
But I mean, that was enough to give people to understand. Like all you really did was change out the headline. That's what.
Yeah, and like with this one that's showing here, this is a different video, but again, that video on the other side of this capture page, I was able to use with a bunch of different capture pages because the message was, general. It was my story. So even though the headline was different, the video still covered, it was still congruent with what the headline said, but I could still use it with a bunch of different headlines and a bunch of different capture pages. So that's the beauty of having a bridge video that's like that, with a powerful story that can be used across the board with a lot of different markets.
Mm-hmm.
As you can get a lot of mileage out of it, and it does a really good job, just like Chris just spent all this time talking about. It does a really good job of connecting you to what you're sharing with people, and for allowing people to connect with you. And you can take one good bridge video and use it all over the place, and it works really, really, really well. And I usually put my video also in my follow-up email, like my first email. I might say, again, like, here's my story, and with a link to the video again, just in case, people don't watch it the first time through or whatever. Sometimes people opt into stuff and they don't have time to watch the whole video or whatever. So I usually use it in my follow-up too. So I get a lot of use out of this. Each time I create a bridge video, I use it for everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey Jordan, you got anything there to show real quick?
Sharing with people and for allowing people to connect.
There he is. All right. Cool, cool. Jordan, do you want to show anything here, or do you want to move right along? I know we're kind of pressed for a little bit of time here.
Yeah, I mean, mine's very, I mean, mine's definitely says a lot less than Amy's, but it's very similar. We were targeting, I was targeting law of attraction, I was targeting secrets of the millionaire mind, different things like that. Really, some of the people in those targets were definitely into home business, but a lot of them were not and didn't even know, like you said, that home business even existed. People that were looking into a lot of them though had entrepreneurial mindset, even though didn't know that the home business industry existed. So to bring them through those 5 days of awareness with that funnel is just absolutely awesome. So no, I don't think at this point in time, with the guests we got to bring out and everything else we got to do here, that we need to show mine. But
Right on.
yeah, man.
Okay. Sounds good. Cool, cool. Well, what I'm going to do here is actually turn it on over to Landon. How you doing, bud? Hey, hey.
How are you, man?
Good, 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 man. We're having some fun out here, just trying to make sure everything's good. Have you been watching the webinar so far?
Yeah, I have been, man. I have been.
How do you like it, man?
I like it a lot, dude. I like it a lot. Like, stories, being able to communicate your story clearly is like the biggest secret to creating, an income in this kind of a business. Like, 'cause I remember, before last April, whenever I had my first, big month inside of Empower Network, the thing that helped me take off was that Facebook ad, which was the story, and it pretty much exactly that steps. I don't remember how many steps you just showed us, like 10 steps or whatever, and it was like the open loop and all of those things. And that's really what my story followed that almost exactly. And that was the story that helped me have my first, $10,000 month with Empower Network, which obviously income isn't guaranteed on that. But that's what helped me have my very first big month. And so knowing that and understanding that is seriously the biggest secret to doing it, man.
Sweet, sweet, man. Do you have any quick examples you could show us real quick from that? Yeah, because what I want to do here real quick is actually give Landon a quick proper introduction for what's happening here, guys. A lot of you who may not know who Landon is, he's a part of our team, one of our top, earners as well. And with Landon, he, I think you just missed the six-figure mark last year. I think only by like $3,000 or $7,000 or something like that. Because you got started late. I mean, you're literally like your monthly income is giving you six figures, if you average that out. But I mean, you're right there. I mean, it's almost like laughable how close you got to it just within last year, although you really didn't even get going until April. So you average that out over 12 months, and you're right up there with everyone else. But what I love about what Landon, is that you take another approach. You basically climb up the same mountain with us, but you take a different approach. And what you do is, what I've noticed is you use a lot of the neuro-linguistic programming elements and a lot of the structure of hypnotic language and such in what you do, and you teach that with the team, and it's amazing, mesmerizing stuff. And what I love and what I've noticed is that when we overlay that languaging that on top of the story structure, it's just a hit. It's just a big hit. And so, this is what I'd love to just, if you have anything here about any of your story that you could just quickly look at and break down for people, just, in a few paragraphs or, a few minutes, what you do here and how you think about your ad, so people can have some more insight into how these things are written.
Sure, dude. Yeah, man. I got it on my screen share. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, there we go. So this is the actual capture page that I used right here, which this would be targeting like the stage 3s and stuff like that, not the stage 5s. This would be targeting this particular capture page towards someone who was looking specifically to make money from home. And it's a story structured capture page. It converted really well, over 50% with Bing, and it's just free how this once frustrated, overwhelmed 23-year-old college dropout went from zero in less than 12 months using an internet connection and a computer. And so this is the capture page that I used, which isn't a big deal because a lot of times with capture pages, as long as you're congruent to the message, it'll convert pretty high. So as long as your ad says, here's what you're going to get. When you click this link, here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to do this. As long as your capture page is congruent to whatever you tell them they're going to get, a lot of times it'll convert really, really high. But what's really important and what I'm going to show is the bridge video. This is actually the bridge video that I'm doing, and I could show you the stats. I use a program called Wistia that I learned from Justin Veringia in New Orleans that'll actually track how long people watch your videos. And this video gets like 76% of people to watch it all the way through. And what I did, I made it, instead of using a face-on video, which I'm going to make it redo it with face-on because it's more personable, but the reason why I did slides is so that with Wistia I could actually track when people stop watching the video, so I'll know the exact slide. If there's like a certain slide that people stop watching on all the time, then I'll be able to take out that slide, remove it, change it, fix the presentation, and then I'll actually just memorize it and do it face-on. But face-on it'll convert higher because especially into sales, because people actually get to know you better, like you better. But here's kind of what I use, and I'm just going to go through just like the first couple of slides for it, just so you can kind of see like the structure of how I frame everything. So what I do first is always, obviously introduce yourself and your stories and everything. So I have, hey, my name is Landon Stewart, and I use the picture of me on a stage to build credibility. For those of you that were in Charlotte, they've taught the formulas, like 13 steps to selling something, and one of the first couple of steps is actually establishing credibility. So that's what I did here. So I say, hey, my name is Landon Stewart, and as you watch this video, and that's obviously here an embedded command, which is an NLP term for basically embedding within language to take a certain action. So I'm actually telling them within the video to watch the video, which will have people watch the video a little bit longer. And I said, I'd like to share with you how I can help you create a six-figure income from the comfort of your own home. So I'm basically telling them, that's kind of like a headline within the video. Here's what you're going to learn and take away from this video. Sort of like Amy has the headline above the video, I also have a headline above the video, and then I just repeat that headline within the video so that's super clear on what they're going to learn within the video. And then I just handle the objections, even if you've never made money or struggled to do so in the past. But first, let me share with you the story, and that's what Chris was talking about earlier, which is the open loop. And the reason why you open loop with stuff is because people are like so curious about what's going to happen, they'll keep watching and go through your story so that they'll get to the secret, right? Because people love learning the secret. So I open it up saying, here's what you're going to learn. But before I show you that, let me first share with you the story, and then I tell the story of how I ended up speaking on a stage, and I kind of use that as like the story, sharing with them how I've transformed my life and how I've gone from broke to now living my dreams. And here I'm just building up the credibility and the authority that I now have. So I'm basically saying, here's where I was, here's where I am now, and I'm going to show you how I've done it. And then I continue on the story. So I say, to me, standing on that stage is a symbol of what people who have a dream can accomplish. And then I actually tell the full story. I say, for me, it started back in 2009 when I went to my very first ever network marketing event. I remember sitting towards the back of the room, and the reason why I'm telling specifics within a story is because whenever you tell a specific story, people can't help but actually put themselves into that story as if they were the first person character in it. And by them doing that, it actually puts them into almost like a trance-like state where they're more suggestible to what you're saying. So I'm telling a very specific story. And this is actually the story of how I met Dave Wood. This is actually the story that I'm sharing here, which I don't say that within it, but then I just say, I tell the specific story of what happened there. At the time he was making $30,000 a month, so I just tell the story. And then I talk about the pain and the frustration, right? And here's what I'm doing is actually meeting the people at where they are. I know that the people who are watching the video, they've most likely been involved in a network marketing business in the past, and it didn't do well for them. They were probably working really, really hard, but even though they were working hard, they still weren't having the success that they deserved. So I'm really meeting them at where they are. So if your audience is into the law of attraction, for example, you would obviously talk and use different language. You would say things like, I had problems manifesting the things that I wanted into my life. I believed that it would happen. I just had these problems manifesting these good things into my life. And now here's where I am now. Here's how I did it. And so this is what I'm doing. I'm actually meeting them where they are. And whenever I tell a story, I always go from the same framework, which is basically to share 3 pains. And I always share the pain first, followed by what caused the pain, which is the opposite of how we're taught to tell stories. We're taught to tell stories the other way. So a lot of people in this sentence, for example, they would say, I used to take my ideas to my friends and my family, and they all rejected me, so I felt rejected. But whenever you do that, whenever you tell it that way, they don't actually feel that emotion along with you, and we want them to actually be engaged within the story and talk right to their pains. So I tell the pain first. I remember feeling rejected all the time because I take my ideas to my friends and my family, family, and they all thought I was a complete doofus for doing this stuff. And I'm like meeting them saying, hey, I understand you. I actually, let me pull this out real quick. And I'm almost done here in a second, but let me just pull this out because I just bought this book today that's called the One Sentence Persuasion Course, and it's like these 27 words that capture how to persuade and influence someone. And you might want to write this down because I just bought this today, and it's already like, wow, this is so right. But it goes right along with the stories and everything they've taught you tonight. And it is that people will do anything. This is like the 27 words. This is the one sentence that will help you influence people. It is, people will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, ally their fears or allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks at their enemies. So basically, people do anything for those who encourage their dreams. So you need to be encouraging people's dreams, justifying their failures, saying, hey, it's not your fault, it's because you didn't have this, you didn't have what I'm going to share with you now. Allay their fears, so removing their fears and their pains, confirming their suspicions, and then helping them basically establishing a common enemy. So whenever you have those 5 things together and you do that with people, it's much easier to influence them. Then they'll feel that they're on the same side that you're on, and whenever you do things together, it's a lot easier to influence. And so that's actually what I'm doing here, is I'm meeting them where they are. They've, felt bad because they've pitched their friends and family, and their friends and family thought they were doofus. So I'm saying, hey, I used to be there. I remember feeling frustrated. Then I go into the pains, and then I go tell another specific pain story, and then I get into, so here's what you need to do next. Here's where I am now. More proof, more credibility. And then I say, so here's what you need to do next. There's a link below the video. And that's how I structured my bridge video, and it did really, really, really well. Yeah, so does that all make sense there, guys? Did I explain that?
Makes perfect sense, man. It actually ties right in with a lot of what I was talking about earlier with the examples, and you perfectly displayed that. That was perfect, man. That was awesome, actually.
Cool. Good.
Really cool, man. Really appreciate you doing that, because I think that just really displayed, like in a perfect example, why it works the way it does. And that's one of the big things that I want to point out. It was prefacing, like I was talking. I made a point when I was talking about the different points in the storytelling, where I said you want to preface with the emotion and back it up with the story of what happened. And I noticed you did the same thing in there, where you were like, I lead with the emotion instead of what we normally do, which is tell what happened and then talk about how we felt. We talk about how we felt first and then what happened. And the reason for that is a lot of people, kind of understand the whole difference between the left and the right brain. And for those who don't, it's just real simple that, the left side of your brain is the logical side that essentially is the skeptical side that will overanalyze things and make it logical, put things in boxes, and try to be skeptical and try to protect you. That's what they do. They're the ones that are trying to be smart and outsmart everything. And what you'll do is oftentimes, if you start with logical stuff, then you get people shifted into the left side of their logical brain, and they talk themselves in and out of this very quickly, and they like to be skeptical. What happens when you lead with the emotion and the feeling is that people go into the right side of their brain. The right side of their brain is the emotional, non-linear place where they feel stuff and creativity is at, where they're open and receptive to hearing more. It's the creative side, to where they're open to new ideas. And so when you put people in that right brain, you're essentially shutting off the left side of their brain that's extremely skeptical, and they're more apt to listen to you without filtering out the things you're saying, because the left side of the brain is not in control. And so you're able to keep someone's focus because they're emotionally engaged, and that's their dominant way of operating at the moment. And so that's perfect in what you displayed there, Landon, because you showed that you did the feelings and the emotions first, which is very, very important in making sure you tell a story the right way. So really appreciate that, man. So the other thing here is we had one other guest come out, but because it's so late, it looks like we're not able to get him right now. I'm not getting a response back, so I'm just going to let people know kind of what's happening here and what's going on. So for a lot of you who, let's see here, I'm going to get back to the stuff here. For a lot of you who've been watching this, I want you to put your comments and feedback in the comment stream here. I want you guys to let us know what you think, how you liked this, how you felt about it. If this makes more sense to you, if this is something you feel you can do, let us know, because we're going to answer some questions here in a minute after we let you know what we've got for you. And but first we want to let you know what we've got for you, a cool special offer for you, and then we're going to answer any questions anybody has so that we can even help you, serve you even more tonight in making sure that this is clear for you so that you can go and take this training tonight and go and start crafting your own story, okay? So what we're talking about here is the process of creating a full funnel that most people getting into the industry obviously had no idea there were so many things to it, and this is why professional marketers make the type of income they do, because they understand this stuff. And we did a survey a while back with our team where a lot of them we were asking them what type of training they wanted, what type of things they needed from us, and oftentimes we gave them a lot of training, but the tough part is for people to always go in and do the actual work themselves without, being able to work with somebody. And so a lot of them said they wanted one-on-one attention. A lot of them said they wanted to be in like a workshop style where as they're building their stuff, as they're crafting their stories, they have help. They can bounce off these ideas from people who know what they're doing, who've done this successfully. And so what we've actually put together for somebody is something called the Next Level Mastermind Intensive. And I'm hoping all of you can see my screen there. If you let me know, Jordan or Landon, if you can see the screen. But what we've done here, you guys see that? I don't hear either one of you right now.
Yeah, dude, we can see it, brother.
Right on. Cool. So essentially, like, our hope is that we've done what we can to teach people this on their own, so they go and do it. What we want to avoid is people going and just copying the examples that we give them, because we want them to actually make this work for their own market, their own target market, their own values, their own emotions. They need to go through this process, and this is the type of process that will pay you for the rest of your life when you know how to do this, because you can create ads from this structure constantly. But oftentimes what we found for people who want to get to this level, they've had to have some kind of one-on-one or help with their story at one point or another. So what we did is we put together something here that we actually made it quite affordable for our team, that normally something like this would be offered at a very high price, but this is kind of a unique thing. We offered it for our team. We had some people take advantage of it, but the cool thing is we still have some slots open, and we're opening this up to the general public as of tonight, and you're going to be able to take advantage of this. If you like, we're having a special workshop that is going to we're going to work with you to build this. We're actually going to have a 3-day mastermind intensive just outside of Boulder, Colorado, beautiful Boulder, Colorado, August 1st through the 3rd. It's a 3-day interactive workshop on building your own personally branded and converting funnel. And I'll tell you guys, this type of stuff isn't normally done with people in this type of setting, and we have some rock stars coming to the table that are going to help with this. We've got an all-star cast coming out, and let me just tell you a little bit about what we're going to do with you. Now, for one, a lot of people realize that there's a lot of limiting beliefs and preconceived notions and faulty beliefs about themselves and marketing, when it comes to getting started in this industry and having success in this industry. And so what we do on the first day is we actually take you to the same place where Amy does a lot of her hikes, where she gets crazy inspiration and does a lot of her videos, and we're going to lead you into the woods to a special place where we're going to do a lot of belief shifting for you, helping to assist you release those faulty beliefs. We're going to have some dialogues about your business and asking you some questions about your business and about your life that's going to help you get past the stuff that may have been holding you back and giving you a disconnect about how to move forward. Also talking about business strategy and stuff like that as well. The cool thing is we're going to have some really high-level people with us, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. But I want to tell you also how we've got this set up. So that's Friday, but then we get into Saturday, and we sit down classroom style at the hotel, and we'll be teaching you all of the framework for the funnel, which we've given you the outline tonight for. And then there's so many more elements. As you can see, Landon showed you there's much more to it. There's a lot more to it than just that, but you kind of need to do this in layers. So the good news is that if you create this type of a story and then come to the mastermind with this story, then we're going to be able to help you go line by line through it and make sure that it works the right way, with the right frame, with the right linguistics, with the right sentence structure and all of that, and make sure that you craft your message around resonance, trust, and bridging to authority. And this is how we're going to help you answer your questions about your target market and get down the actual people you want to market to, okay? And then once we have that story written and everyone's going to write it, we're going to help you with it. There's going to be one-on-one coaching. There's going to be individual time where people are going to come around and help you with your funnels, help you with your video. We're also going to help you craft your bridge video, which comes from your story. And we're going to help put an outline together, which will have an outline of bullet points for you. And we're going to coach you and actually shoot with you a professionally done video that can be your bridge video for your funnel. And obviously the easy part, once we create your copy and your bridge video, then the copy for your headlines and for your capture pages are easy. And so we're going to have a couple variations that we're going to make sure that you have ready to go that you can go put on your capture pages. And this is going to be what's powerful, because this is the professional part that gives you a professional look with a really good camera. The video is going to be awesome quality, the best quality, HD quality. And we'll be coaching you, sitting with you right every step of the way there as you film this thing, so that you get this thing down. And we'll do what it takes to get your video the best it can possibly be and resonate with your audience. So that's going to be an awesome 3-day excursion. Where we will stay is the Omni Interlaken Hotel. It's a 4-diamond award-winning hotel just outside of Boulder. Just as you can see the pictures here, the backdrop of the Rocky Mountains. It's absolutely beautiful. And we're going to have a lot of fun here. And we've got a few dinners that are catered, or a few lunches that are catered. We have a dinner that's catered, or we're going to be taking you on a dinner at least. And so, we make sure that we cater lunches in so that during Saturday and Sunday, you guys just stay with it, and we're able to knock out as much as possible, and then be able to break and have some fun in the evenings once we get the work done. So this is going to be a fun time. That's going to really be what I've been seeing as a high-level mastermind, because we're bringing in some cool people that round this thing out quite a bit. Landon's going to be there, and also we're going to be bringing in somebody that some of you might be a little surprised about. But just to know, this is really what you're going to get, guys, is shifting limiting beliefs about your business and your market, the full framework for your personally branded funnel and story, redefining your audience's problems and values so that we know how to connect with them. We're going to help you step-by-step creation of your message and your story to your audience. We're going to make sure that from that we have a headline and sub-headline copy for your capture page. You're going to have a full story ad completed and ready to go that you can adapt to many different things, a blog post, a Facebook ad, LinkedIn, whatever the case may be. We're going to professionally shoot a video with you. It's going to be your bridge video. So essentially you get a fully completed ad, story, capture page, and bridge video all together. And even as a bonus, we're having an email follow-up training with a surprise special guest. And a lot of you may know who that is. That's actually Michelangelo Lopez, which is the #1 all-time recruiter inside of Empower Network. He's coming to the event. This is a cool thing that we're able to take the style that he has and the style that we have, and we're going to raise the bar. We're going to raise the bar even higher to where we all get better, because he knows how to just bring in large numbers of people. Well, now we're going to apply these formulas to that with him. He's going to do this too. And we're then going to apply his ways of bringing in large numbers and have a dialogue about that. And he's also going to do some of his famous email training as well. I was just talking to him today, and he was like, I said, we can give you about a 2-hour slot here prime time on Saturday. And he's like, I need 90 minutes and we can get it in and show these people what they need. I said, perfect. And then we'll have like a 30-minute Q&A about it, and we'll make sure we get all the questions answered for people. But that's what we're going to have, is Michelangelo helping people understand follow-up processes a lot better as well. And so you're getting the whole gamut here, even the follow-up training. So you've got everything from your story to the capture page. The sales page is already taken care of depending on the company that you're in. And then the follow-ups you're going to be able to create as well. And you've got a fully done funnel, walking with all the ammo that you need to be able to just basically copy and paste. Now, we don't create the follow-ups with you on site because we won't have time, but you'll have what you need to go and start recreating your own follow-up sequences as well from Michelangelo's training. And the cool news is that as we do all this, Landon's going to be coming around helping people with verbiage, helping people with sentence structure, helping you make this just ninja to where this works so well. This is what we have for you, and the cool part is paid in full today is only $39.97. Now, I know what you're thinking, maybe a lot right away as you think about it, but the reality is that this type of information is not taught except at $5,000 and $10,000, $15,000 seminars. This is very high level stuff that requires people to really want to come to the table and have a real burning desire to want to change, because they're frustrated about all the things they've tried to do, the funnels they've been given, the things they've been told would work for them. And now you're finally starting to realize that it's not about the stuff that works for you, but you making something work. And that's what we're going to do with you. That's what we're going to do with you at this event. So if you refresh the page on this page here where you're watching right now, then what you want to do is refresh the page, and there's going to be a link that comes up. There's a button there. This thing is only limited to 15 people, okay? Only 15 people. As of right now, we have about 7 or 8 slots. I don't know the exact number. I have some verbal agreements from leaders. There's a few other people. There's the rumor that I'm talking with Aaron Rashkin may be in the house helping out with PD Day, Personal Development Day, and a few other things. And so we will just have an all-star cast there. And you get me, Jordan, and Amy helping you, teaching you. Amy's going to be teaching some video marketing stuff as well. Jordan's going to be teaching a lot of this stuff with me on the storytelling and displaying some examples and such, and lifestyle marketing and answering questions as well, and helping with funnels. Then you get Landon to come and overlay any of the cool languaging. Then you get Michelangelo to help you with email stuff. Aaron may be there to answer some questions. I'm going to continue to work on him. He wants to be there. It just is a matter of the scheduling working out. So he may have something happening, but more than likely we'll at least have him for Friday. So we've got an all-star cast where people are coming out to mastermind and raise the bar on their marketing, all of us together. When all of us come together, that's powerful. That's where we raise the bar. This is going to be an event that people are going to talk about for a long time to come, and are going to be talking about coming to the next one as well, which we may not do for another year. We may just make this a yearly thing. But right now, we've got half of those slots filled. You only have a little bit of time for this thing. It's going to sell out. This will sell out, and we're giving you this chance now to be a part of this thing. Because yes, it's 15 people only. We're going to be getting a lot of one-on-one time to the few people that are there. That's the way we wanted it. Like I said, normally this short amount of people coming to anything like this would normally be minimum about $7,000, $8,000, if not $10,000. And we're doing this at a deal for people because we wanted our team to have a chance to succeed. Now we've opened it up, and you've got a chance here. So first thing is, if you don't have all of that today, that's okay. We do have a payment plan. There's not much time left with it, but if you need more time to put it together, here is what we have for you. You can have 2 easy payments of $24.97. So you put the $24.97 down today, and the other $24.97, the other half, due right before the event by the 30th. And also, if you have a spouse, your spouses are free and welcome to come. However, if they actually want to do their own funnel separately, we actually offer a deal there. You get half off on that. So here's the real question for you guys. You've got this for $39.97 one-time payment where you save $1,000. It would be essentially $39.97, or 2 payments of $24.97, which obviously is just under $5,000. And so here's what you can do. You can take advantage of this. You can learn these funnel systems. You can apply this to any type of marketing for the rest of your marketing career in any business, in any company, and become a producer in anything that you want at any time. All you have to do is follow these structures once you learn this stuff, and it's very important that you probably get around somebody that's done this before to help you get better at this and tighten your funnel up, right? Even if you built something similar, bringing that funnel to this mastermind to help us tweak it and make sure that there isn't any gaps or holes in it is very, very important. So you can either do that, or you can choose not to take advantage of this and keep having the same results that you have now. Keep wondering and trying to look at it and go, well, I don't know if it's for me, or I just want to keep getting the results that I have now. I just want to keep working on this and keep stabbing in the dark, swinging my machete in the dark, trying to blaze a trail where many people have probably gone before, but I don't want to open my eyes to follow them. And what do you want to do? This is what it comes down to. So with that, this is going to be, like I said, a very high-level mastermind. That's probably going to be even a lot tougher to get into next year, so you probably want to get on this now. So let me just double check something here. Okay, and that's what we've got for you. So what I want to do now is actually turn it back around here and check to see if, Jordan, if you got anything real quick at all. And if not, we're going to open it up for questions. Or if Amy, you've got anything.
Man, I'm excited for this one because when we first started talking about putting this together, I mean, a lot of people over the past year have really come to us and said, how were so many people inside of your team getting results last year? We want to know the secrets. We want to know all the same stuff that you guys were doing last year to get results. And I mean, if you look at everyone on the panel here, and there's a few other people inside the team that were really breaking through and getting results, every single one of them did exactly what we're teaching here. So when we decided to put this together in such an extensive all-inclusive, all-encompassing 3-day weekend. I mean, we're literally helping craft the story, going through everything, putting it into a video format, recording it, shooting it, putting it together for you. I was like, holy cow, are we really giving all this stuff away for that low price? Like, I can't even believe it. I don't even know, Chris, if you covered the fact that we're covering, food for Saturday, Sunday lunches and taking people out to an exclusive dinner on Saturday night and covering all of that. Like, I don't even know if you mentioned all that stuff, or the fact that we have a pregame coming up probably in the next week or so here, where we're going to go through and get them prepared and give them some homework ahead of time so that they have some of the stuff prepared coming in, as well as the fact that they get a post-game call to discuss after they get out there and start marketing their funnel as well. I mean, it's just like, I can't even believe what we're really putting into this. It's amazing, so I'm excited that we're doing this for people. I can't wait to see the results that people start getting from coming to this and actually putting this all together, getting it done for them, and really not just for them, but with them. I'm stoked, man. It's exciting.
Awesome. And I just want to encourage people, if you have any questions about this stuff, if you want to talk about the structure of these stories, if there's an element about it you're confused about, if you have a question for Landon about any of his languaging, any of that stuff, now's the time. We're here to serve you and help you get any clarification on this. I know there was a lot that was covered tonight, so go ahead and put your questions there in the comment stream, and I want to turn it on over to Amy real quick and see if you've got any last thoughts here about what we've been rolling here with.
Yeah, I'm really excited too, and like Chris said, next year is going to be a whole different animal, and it's going to be a lot harder to get into. So I'm excited because this being the first of many of these events over the years, it'll be a really good opportunity for the people that are there to be part of this first one, and I'm just really, really excited for what's going to happen. One of the things, and I know I've mentioned this before as we've talked about this event, besides the amount of training and the hands-on training and help that you're going to get with everything, one of the things that I'm so excited about, as you guys know, is the ability to just be together in an intimate environment like this is where the magic happens. Chris mentioned, we'll be there, and there's some other incredible marketers that are going to be with us, and to have the ability to go on a hike and just hang out at this amazing pool and this amazing hotel and eat meals and rub shoulders in a small setting like this, by the end of the weekend you're really going to get to know the 15 people that are there, and your relationships with those people will be solidified, and your life will be forever changed. Sorry, my kids are playing gin rummy right next to me on the bed. And they're partying like rock stars because it's 11 o'clock and I'm still on hangout. Which is awesome. I'm on East Coast time right now. But anyway, I just want to point that piece out because I really do feel like it is a huge piece of the equation here to be able to just be together in an intimate setting and have, the side conversations and the networking and the relationship and building and bonding that happens in these types of settings there's no way that you can get it at an event with thousands of people. And so that is one of the reasons why this is such an exclusive training and why it's one of the things I'm most excited about. One of the things about it that I'm most excited about. I don't even know how to talk right now. I'm sorry, but in any case, I'm super stoked. I can't wait to see you guys there, and those of you that decide to join us, and And then I also can't wait to see what happens after, once you start, using everything that you take away from the event. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. The art of story selling. I love it. I can't wait for this. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You're so very clever. I don't know if you saw my little comment in the chat, Chris. Story selling. You're too funny. I love it. It's awesome.
I'm telling you, like, it's funny because, like, even I was, like, going through it tonight as I was putting the slides together. You guys know me. I kind of, like, just barf this stuff out at the last minute because it's like I just got all this stuff in my head, and I'm like, okay, I better organize this at some point so I can teach it. And so I say that, the art of story selling, I'm like, ooh, I like that. The art of story selling. So.
Well, and it's like, too, like you say, it's like selling without selling, marketing without marketing. Mm-hmm. So although we are selling, the story selling, anyway, it's very, I like it too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's awesome. I think it's going to be a buzz phrase, or my buzz phrase, or I may make a product about it or something for the team to be able to sell and monetize as well. So, yeah. And I want to hop on over to Landon. Landon, I just want to hear, are you excited about coming to this thing, or what?
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited, man. I love teaching this stuff. Plus, I'm excited to learn. That's what I told you today. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm just ready to come and learn from everyone, especially some email stuff from Michelangelo. Like, that to me is going to be awesome because he is the king of email, right? And email is like the biggest thing because the majority of your sales, basically the way I kind of view sales funnels is your bridge video and everything. It's sort of there. You'll get sales from that every once in a while, but the main reason that's there is to sort of build that relationship, to get people to like you, trust you, to see you as someone that can begin to help them. But a lot of times they don't make a buying decision right away like we want people to. It takes a few exposures. So I don't know the exact number, but it's probably 90 to 95% of all of my sales have all came from follow-up, from emailing my list every day. So learning how to do that alone for Michelangelo, who's one of the best in the entire Empower Network, learning how to do that alone is huge value. Plus, you add in all the stories and stuff, and stories are the biggest thing. Like in all of my stuff that I'm doing right now, like I have like this little 8-minute video, and inside it there's like 3 stories, and really I'm just continuing to tell stories because whenever you tell stories, people will listen. You can get people to like you. Plus, within the framework of a story, which is kind of, if I get to like talk or anything at the event at all, it's kind of what I'll teach is within like the story, like a framework of a story, you can embed certain commands. And within a story, it makes people a lot more suggestible, and so they'll actually listen to those commands, and you can be more influential and get a better result from that. So I'm really excited to teach some stuff, also learn a bunch of stuff. I'm pumped up, bro.
Right on, man. Well, how the heck can we not help you out there when you say it like that? I mean, now we're gonna have to give you some time there to teach that.
Yeah, just a little bit. I don't need a lot. Give me a little bit of time, bro. No, I'm just like. I'm just excited. I'm excited to hang out with everyone.
That's the thing, man. We've got some really high-level people. This is going to be what I really see. When I went to Michelangelo, I went to a few of the other leaders. It looks like we've got, Keala Kanai also told me he wanted to come, another high-end recruiter in Empower Network. And I just said, look, guys, we're going to raise the bar. We're going to go through this stuff and create some really professional funnels. We'd love to have a dialogue and a mastermind with you guys about how you bring in lots of numbers and how we can combine our powers. Combine our powers to where we have these funnels that convert well, keep you around, high retention, high upgrade, high customer value, and then be able to learn how to bring people in at a faster rate than ever in large numbers and scale your business, which is what we're going to do. So I love it, man. And I just need to double check here. Has anyone, I think we eloquated this pretty well. I don't think we have any other questions from the comments section here, so I'm thinking we're pretty good at this moment. Any last words before we wrap this up? Once again, I just want to let you guys know it's the Next Level Mastermind Intensive. It looks like we're going to be able to open up possibly another discounted room block. I know that if you're on the page, looking on the page, that it ended tonight. They expire on the 10th. At the hotel, but we're probably going to be able to open up another block of rooms, so stay tuned for that. Don't worry, get your ticket, get in here and pay for this, and get started, and we'll see if we can't get a discounted room rate for you as well. And remember, if there's any frequently asked questions you have, just below the black text that tells you about the hotel rooms expiring on this date, you can reach right over here to the right. And actually, I got to make sure here that okay, there we go. What you want to do is reach over here to the right, and there's a plus sign. It has blue text here, frequently asked questions. If you just click on that or click the little plus sign that turns into a minus sign, and there's all of these frequently asked questions. You're like, can I bring my spouse with me? Of course you can, but if they want a second funnel, it's a half price, which is a great deal for somebody. But we need to know right away if you're bringing your spouse so that we can make room for them, make sure all the catering and all the meals are set up right for them. And the schedule, we'll have a schedule, an actual itinerary of the event coming out very, very soon for you guys. You definitely want to arrive in at best Thursday night, but Friday morning early is okay because we're going to start about noon and heading out on a hike with people. It may be about 11. That's going to be decided on and sent out to you very, very soon. And so a lot of people wondering, one of the things that we got here from some people is, do I have to attend day one? Some people, due to their work schedules and careers and everything they have happening, family life, may not be able to make it on a Friday. However, they can fly in Friday night. And we consider it a must. However, if you want to be here for only day 2 and day 3, you can do that. It's still full price, but you get here for the meat and potatoes of everything day 2 and day 3. So technically it's optional, but obviously anybody who knows anything about the people we have with us, you definitely want to be on that hike with us. Can you bring your kids? Absolutely. They probably can tag along with some activities we have if possible. If they're old enough, if it's age-appropriate stuff we're doing. And we're going to have to check with the hotel on childcare stuff as well. We've got to get that worked out if people are going to bring their families. And what time does the workshop end? It's going to be 6 p.m. on Sunday evening is when we plan to get out of there. If there's a few things that we haven't finished up, we might continue on for a little bit with those people and make sure we get your video all filmed and everything like that. We won't walk out of there without that happening. So we've got a rotating schedule on Sunday to make sure we've got everybody in and out of there. We've got coaching for the videos going on, and you're going to be set up. You're going to have plenty of time to practice and your outline all set up. It's going to be an awesome experience for you guys. Some people who've gone through our process we had in Breckenridge at our retreat last summer loved this process. We brought in an expert and made sure that there's testimonials and stories were really good as well. This is not our first rodeo. We know how to do this, and you guys are going to love this process. You're going to enjoy it. And if you ever saw our team videos, those people that were giving testimonials, most of them, that was their first time on camera. So imagine that first time on camera. That can be you as well. That calm, that confident and poised and knowing what you're talking about. That's what you can have on camera with this process we're going to teach you and show you and do with you at the Next Level Mastermind Intensive. So once again, $39.97 today locks in your spot. Spouses coming at half price if you want, or 2 easy payments. Make it easy. Do on or before July 30th, and that's a wrap, guys. That's everything for tonight. I want to just quickly see if there's any other last words. Just go raise your hand there if you got anything else. If not, I'm going to close this one out. Looks like everyone's good. And we're just as a quick note, I think we had someone say we're not providing childcare, but we're going to check with the hotel on what facilities are available for people with their families and see if we can pass that information along for people. So yeah, let's see you all there August 1st to the 3rd. At the Omni Interlaken Resort, just outside of beautiful Boulder, Colorado. Come hang out, and come learn, and let's do this thing together. We love you guys. Take care, and have a good night.